Well, I hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving weekend. Um, we had not too much economic statistics come out this week. The most important one, or the most interesting one, was the October starts, housing starts, 894,000, which was the highest since it's been since July of 2008. Now, there was what made it surprising a little bit is because they expected a decline because of Hurricane Sandy, and the expectations for it to go down to 125,000. Instead, it was 194,000. And single family units were up 2.2%. The reason why I'm discussing housing is because it's a major part of our economy that has not added to the GDP since the recession. Maybe this year will be the first time it's added. And even at 894,000 units being constructed at this point, that is below, that's the annual construction rate, by the way, over the year, 894. It changes every month, up or down. The reason why I bring it up is because it's so important, and that even at 894,000 is still low. We form 1.25 million households a year, and this 894,000 is a huge increase from a couple of years ago. It was 300, 400,000, but it's still low. So what I think we have is room for it to pick up, and it's going to add to the GDP this year and probably next year because building permits, which is the leading economic indicator, was up 11%. So I think the housing market has seen the bottom. Now, there are disagreements about this. There might be shadow inventory, meaning there might be people are just waiting for the housing values to go up a little bit, then try to sell their house, or banks who haven't foreclosed on the homes and may foreclose. I just think that will slow it down. I don't think that it'll stop it or reverse it. So I think housing is on the mend, and it will be adding to the GDP. It's not going to be great. It's just going to increase. But at the same time, builder sentiment it's up to 46 now from 41 a month ago. 46 for November, 41 in October, which is higher than the month before, higher than the month before. So the builders are feeling a little bit better. Unemployment claims fell, as reported earlier, by 41,000 to 410,000. Some of the statistics are going to be odd because of Hurricane Sandy. We had a huge jump in unemployment claims last week, Hurricane Sandy, and today a fall, Hurricane Sandy. So the numbers are just going to be difficult to get a handle on as to what's going on. Uh, Overall, we're not going to be able to just see it. Now, the big issue, of course, is the fiscal cliff. There's issues in Europe as well with the Greeks. But let's talk about the fiscal cliff. Bernanke said this week that the politicians have to do something and get together. Of course, he would say that and wants them to, and everybody else wants them to do something. And I'm pretty sure that something's going to be done. And the something is going to be probably higher wages for the upper income people, higher taxes on wages for upper income people. I don't know. I don't think it's a wise thing necessarily at this juncture because our economy is so weak, and probably spending cuts. And I doubt if they'll be significant. And what will happen most likely is they'll kick the can down the road for the more important issues. But but that will be very beneficial for the market. The market will like that, just because it gives us some relief from the January 1st date. It would be nice if the politicians seriously addressed overspending, mainly from the programs of Social Security, Medicare, things that are unsustainable at this point. Things that we can't afford. And of course, that's going to be including Obamacare. That's going to cost tons of money, and I don't know how that's going to play out. No one really knows. And there's still very big unknowns about the Dodd-Graham Act. No one knows what the rules and regulations are going to be. Still haven't seen them. So, there's still a lot of unknowns. Then you have the Greek debt where they're negotiating a settlement. That's probably going to take place. If you just listen to the rhetoric coming out of there, everybody's on the same page. Let's forgive more Greek debt, stretch out their payment. They had a big meeting this week and they're going to re-meet Monday. it looks like that's kind of a done deal. The market's probably thinking, that's probably a done deal. And then you got the turmoil in the Middle East, which, I think we have to just live with wherever. We've been dealing with it. So I'm not overly concerned. I think our correction is petering out, and we're probably going to see a rally to the end of the year.
If you're an iPhone user, there is now an easy way to get InvestTalk delivered right to your iPhone or iPad without having to sync the device to your computer. This feature can allow you to listen to InvestTalk right away, as soon as it's published every weeknight. Here are the easy steps to get this done. First, make sure you have installed the latest iPhone update. You then can download the podcast app from the App Store. You can do this as you would add any app on your iPhone or iPad. Once you have the new podcast app installed on your device, if you're not currently subscribed to InvestTalk, just search for it in the search box. And remember, there are 2 T's in InvestTalk. Make sure your subscription is turned on and the auto download is also turned on. Your episodes will now be delivered automatically as soon as they're published. Let us know how you enjoyed the InvestTalk podcast, and do us a favor, leave us some feedback on the podcast in the iTunes Store. We love hearing from you, and thanks for listening.